as luck has it, as I was taking the line off of this reel, I must have moved it enough. Has some serious memory, by the way. Check that out. Yeah, some serious. That line's been there a while. Anyway, while I was working on it and pulling the line off, I wiggled the reel enough to where it, like magic, baby. Cool. Now that that's off, I can actually show you the drag mechanism. Get the crud out of there. Okay, let's see if I can get this where you guys can see it. This little metal piece here. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's tight. As I tighten the drag, that, I don't know if you can see it moving. Yeah, here we go. See how far it sticks out? That acts as a brake inside of here. Let me loosen it all the way. I will hold it best I can just like that. That was the wrong way. This is the way I want to turn it. There we go. You see it coming back in? Pretty sweet engineering. So anyway, little dab of old crusty lube in there. Chunk of something. Little chunk of something. I bet that was the sand noise that I was hearing. That was the sand noise I was hearing. Sweet! Anyway, now that the spool's out, we can do this quick and dirty. Right over the track. Right. These things hold a lot of line. I should have brought out a sorry, I got distracted. I should have brought out a second shop rag. I wasn't that smart. What distracted me, I'll show you. When they replaced the line the last time, whoever did it, didn't replace the arbor knot that holds it on to the spool. They just tied the new line to the end of that one. Can't say I've ever seen it done that way before, but you know, whatever works. I wouldn't do it that way. Alright, let's start some reassembly here. Now what I'm going to put on it, so cold out here, what I'm going to put on it is this. Zebco Zone Omniflex, blah 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 blah, 8 pound. This would have came with 8 or 10, I forget. It says in the catalog page that I'm going to share at the end. Somebody's used this in salt water. Or in really gritty sand. There is some corrosion. Let me see if I can get it to where I can show it to you. On the spool. Right here where my finger is. There we go. You can see it a little bit there. There's some corrosion around the outside edge. And there's also some on the top, and it's usually, you know, a saltwater thing. I'll show it to you on the top. Also right where my finger is. Nothing that's going to affect the way that it operates, you know, one way or the other. Get this part clean because that's where the drag is. All right, now let's go around one more time, make sure we got all that grit out. Well, since I found a big chunk of sand, it's probably not salt water, it's probably sand. Happens. You don't actually need to put your reel down in sand to get sand in it. If you're fishing a body of water that carries a lot of sand and your reel ends up in the drink, you may very well end up with sand in it. Okay, I am satisfied with that. That looks real good. Okay. Now we absolutely do not need much lube for this. Just honestly a drop. I don't even know if you can see how little I got on. There you go. Just a little teeny tiny drop. And basically we're putting it right here. Now you don't want to get lube in between the drag and the spool because that would defeat the purpose. Now this is basically just for corrosion prevention is what this is for. And I probably should have done it where you guys could see me, but there's a little doodad up here. That's where I'm putting it. It's basically, like I said, just corrosion resistance. Sweet, that's done. Drag out the way. This only goes on one way, which is just like that. Beautiful, just like that. Cool. There's a mouse just off camera over here. I haven't seen him yet, but I can hear him. I don't know if you guys hear him. But anyway, this screws on just the way we took it off. What's weird, like I said, I found that big glob of sand when I cleaned that out in there. And there's evidence on the spool, but not on the spool cap. That's beautiful. Maybe they replaced this part once upon a time. It's possible that that's not original. I'm like a kid in a candy store, so I get sidetracked easy. So anyway, just like that. And then this just screws right on, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Now you want to make sure that this doesn't move when you're screwing that on, which is why I'm holding it the way I am. And then it'll eventually get tough to do, just like that. Don't want to torque it down too hard, you might break it, but that's good. So we are assembled. Okie dokie. I'm going to pause the camera. You guys don't need to watch me get the spool aligned ready or anything like that, so I'll be back in a second. I'm actually very glad that I stopped the camera because I actually forgot to put a piece back in here. I'm going to blame the cold because it's cold out here. That screw that I took out earlier, yeah, I forgot to put it back in. And as far as I know, it wouldn't work without that. That's my story anyway. So we're going to put that right back in where it came out. And then we're going to spool the line on it. Boy, that polar vortex, it's just crazy out there. We got a little bit of rain today. Then we got a cold snap where it's like 18 degrees out there. So that little bit of rain left, I don't know, half an inch, 5/8 of an inch worth of ice on the road. And now it's snowing on top of it. So, yeah. Alright, well I got that screw back in. Now we put this part back on there. And that's part of putting the parts on the table in the order in which you take them off. Because if you look over there, oh wait a minute, yeah, and you'll have a good idea where it goes. Sorry, I'm a professional idiot, I promise. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That little bit of lube. Oh, this thing's like brand freaking new. Yeah. Alright, so since I didn't do this because I forgot that part. Blah! Thou art dead. Sorry, I'm a goofball. I should not have taken that box and thrown it after I took the stuff out of it. Brand new. Because I have no idea where the hell it landed. Ah! And this is going to come in handy, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to set it right there for now. When I put fishing line on a reel, you know, you could get one of those nifty little gizmos that hold this nice and still and put tension on it and all that junk. But them's rich people toys. I'm a poor dude. Alright, come on, give me that. My fingers aren't working because they're cold. Anyway, I'm a poor guy, so I don't normally go for the toys. So what I do instead is I throw the reel down in something like this box. This will come in the perfect usage for me. And shut the lid and just have the line coming out of a corner, and that will apply enough tension to reel properly and not give us tangles. I'm going to make a basic loop knot. Cold fingers, something like that. Little doodad like that. And you just put the end of the loop through it and pull it tight. You know, the last time I was out here working on a reel, I forgot my line cutter, and I did again today. So we're going to bite that little tag end off. And that's going to leave us something that looks like that. What you do here, put a finger through it, put your thumb through it, grab this line, pull it through. That will give you a loop that looks kind of like that. Now what you're going to do here is this is going to go over the reel, and you want to guess at the way at which your reel goes, and you want to line this up the opposite, which I have done, so that it catches. So you're going to have a loop kind of like that big. There's the loop knot that we made. Here's the line that we pulled through it. You're going to loop it around the top. Something like that. You're going to pull it tight. Keep telling you guys, I'm a professional idiot. There we go. Put it through here first. I swear I thought I did that. I promise you I thought I did that before I went to put it on. I'm glad I caught it before I pulled it tight. Get back to this position. Loop it around. And now pull that bad boy tight. Now if we've done that right, as we turn the line this way, after we tighten the drag so everything quits moving, I like the drag here. The newer 33s have it in the front. I don't like that. I never did. So anyway, now that it doesn't move, we're going to see which direction your reel turns when you reel. Just like that. And you're going to take the line and you're going to move it in the exact same direction to make sure that it catches. And it doesn't. So we need to take that loop off and flip it over. If you can get it back out. Yep, I sure did. I did that completely upside down. Anyway, you should be able to find a spot right there where you can get a hold of that line that you just put in there and pull it out with your screwdriver, just magically like that. Take it off. Okay, and you're basically just going to flip it over in your hand, just like that, and you're going to put it right back on. And now it catches. And now it catches. Put the lid back on. Make sure you don't, put your line in there. We're going to set this in our nifty little reel spool holder thingy, the box, like this. And since we have some, we're going to pack in the bubble wrap to offer resistance. It's a packing paper party, so it looks something kind of like this. Alright, make sure your line's out of the way. Hope I didn't just show you guys my address. I can edit it if I did. We're going to close it so that the line comes out of the corner of the box, just like that. You see that? We're going to set that off to the side, and then the reeling party begins. Oh, turn off the anti-reverse before you do this. We have too much tension. So we're going to open it back up, and we're going to take, there we go. We're going to move the bubble wrap around a little bit. Now we're going to put it back in there. Sweet. Now let's try it. Perfect. And that will, basically the line's all coming out of that corner. Let's see if I can do this where you guys can see it. That box moves. Now to make it so y'all can see the magic and the brilliance of a poor redneck. There we go, we'll put my elbow on it, and the line's going to come out right here. And that's it. We're just going to do that till it's full. And then we're going to polish it a little bit, which since I've already got it pretty well covered in WD-40, you can actually polish with that. And I'll show you that when we get that far. But this is the boring bit, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, I think it's pretty well full. Let's peek. Yeah, that'll do. Now, oh geez, what reel did I do recently? I did an old 202, and I showed you how you can look in the windows when you're filling it with line to see how full it is. You can't on this, even though there's a hole in the lid right here. Now you would think, and I'll put it here on the front, you would think that if it's here on the front that you can see how full your spool is, but as you can see by looking in there, you can't. You have no idea, because that's in the way. What that hole's actually for, it actually goes to the back side of the reel. Goes to the back side of the reel, and it's actually right above this. And what that's for is it's a drain. I know, sounds weird, but it's totally true. And as you're reeling, gravity and the centrifugal force of you reeling will spin water and gunk off your line, and it'll come out that hole. It's really super neat. I had, oh, there it is, I see it. We're going to tie that bad boy on there. And we're going to call this one done. Well, we're going to shine it a little bit. And again, since I sprayed it with WD-40, that's an easy process. fingers are cold and they don't want to cooperate. Okay, so we got that. Let's get this old one off of here. That'd make it so much easier. That old bit of string off of there. Alright. Oh, I can't wait to use this thing. It is so freaking smooth. A little bit of time and energy and it's like brand new. Anyway. Alright. So basically what we do, since it's already been sprayed inside with WD-40 and it's everywhere, it's on my hands, it's in there, it's on here, and it's on my rag here, what we do is we find a relatively clean spot and we just buff it. Now WD-40 is actually a waterproofing thing too. Appliance retailers, and this is true, you can ask them, if you go into a big box appliance retailer and ask them what they put on their stainless steel fridges to make them shine, they'll tell you that they use WD-40, and I know that because in my lifetime I have worked at quite a few big box retailers, and I have certified hundreds, maybe even thousands of stainless steel refrigerators in my day, and in more than one of those employers they use WD-40. Alright, oh, that looks so pretty. Check out that shine. And I wouldn't kid you a bit. I mean, look at that. Now again, this is a museum. It's a living museum. This will get used. This will catch fish. I am not at all concerned with perfection. I want my pieces to look used because I'm going to use them. You know, I don't want a display to just sit there on the shelf and look at and be pretty. No, 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 no. I'm going to go rip some lips and catch some fish and all that happy stuff. Anyway, now that it's done and the lids are on and everything like that, that's when we tighten this little screw right here that pulls that little metal slat that I showed you up to the front, just like that. Well, I can hear that ice coming down out there. That's scary stuff. And then now we cannot, that cap is locked. That will never come off. Isn't that beautiful? Man, I can't wait to use that one. That is it for the 1972 to 1974 Zebco 33.